Hey guys, it's Brian. Welcome to Financial Fitness. If you're new to the channel and want to hear more about personal finance and worth the money videos, please subscribe. In this video, I'm going to be talking about gambling taxes and sports betting in a way you might not have thought about before. Let's get started. To preface before I get into anything, I'm not promoting any type of gambling or being sponsored for this video. If you do decide to gamble, please do so responsibly. I'm just simply explaining how taxes work if you were to encounter any of these situations and were fortunate enough to win with various types of gambling. This will be an overview of how gambling and sports betting works when it comes to tax reporting with the IRS for wins or losses. The IRS requires you to keep a log of your winnings and losses if you choose to deduct losses from your winnings. This includes lotteries, raffles, horse races, casino table games, poker games, and sports betting. Your record keeping must include the following: the date and type of gambling you did. This can usually be obtained from the gambling establishment, which has more details on your wins and losses also. The name and address of the places where you gamble, the people you gambled with, the amount you win and lose. Other documentation to prove your losses can include Form W2G, Form 5754, wagering tickets, canceled checks or credit records, receipts from gambling establishments. If you're not sure of what type of winnings get reported or not, the standard rule of thumb to go by is whether the payout ratio is 300 to 1 or higher. So if the payout ratio for a certain casino bet, sports bet, slot machine, keno, or anything else is 300 to 1 or higher, you can expect that a casino or sports betting establishment would file a W2G on your behalf to the IRS and have you fill out Form 5754 before paying out the winnings. If a betting establishment does withhold taxes, it should do so at the rate of 25%. There are a couple of other things to know about this as well, since there are nuances within different types of gambling. So let's start with sports betting and horse racing. One thing to note about sports betting is that most of the payouts for general bets on the outcome of games are actually even money, meaning a payout ratio of 1 to 1. But for certain instances that might be higher or anything significantly higher, like in some cases particularly for horse racing and sometimes sports betting, following the 300 to 1 payout ratio is a good way to measure whether a W2G could be filed on your behalf when collecting your winnings. Another caveat for sports betting specifically is generally that any winnings higher than either the 300 to 1 payout ratio or $600 or more could trigger the gaming establishment that booked the bet to file a W2G on your behalf, which would be reported as gambling income. For slot machines and jackpots, the threshold that casinos typically use to determine whether a W2G is filed is $1,200. For poker, it's $5,000, and for keno, it's $1,500, since the payout ratios on average could be higher than in sports betting. For slot machine play in particular, the payouts have a higher chance of passing the 300 to 1 threshold that would typically require a W2G. For example, if a jackpot is won on a slot machine, typically the lights and sounds on the machine will keep going off until an employee of the casino comes around and asks for information so they can fill out Form 5754 and file a W2G on behalf of the winner. But any smaller winnings with lower payout ratios, the slot machine will be able to pay it out without an employee of the casino getting involved. For casino table games like blackjack, Payout poker, craps, or baccarat, it generally will not be reported to the IRS because payouts in these games do not reach over the 300 to 1 payout ratio. The highest payouts on most of the table games is somewhere between 35 to 1 like in roulette or 150 to 1 on certain side bets. Theoretically, anyone aged 21 or over could just walk up to any blackjack table and play with 100 or 200 bucks and play a couple hands and then decide to just walk away or change tables, which probably happens a lot at any casino where the person likely does not either have, use, or remember to show their player's card. There is no simple way of keeping track of people that just wander from table to table, and the casino doesn't even bother to keep track or file anything because it would be way too much work multiplied by every single player that is not playing with a substantial amount of money. Players' cards are like a free loyalty card where they can offer certain benefits or thresholds in which you could earn points that can be put towards free slot play or other perks like discounted hotel rooms and food. It also helps keep track of your wins and losses either at table games or at slot machines. At the player's card desk, you can likely ask for a win-loss statement for a specific period of time, or year if you need one for personal record keeping or for tax purposes. You can also offset your wins with your losses, but only up to a certain amount since the IRS does not want to subsidize gambling. Limitations on loss deductions for the amount of gambling losses you can deduct can never exceed the winnings you report as income. For example, if you have $5,000 in winnings but $8,000 in losses, your deduction is limited to $5,000. You could not write off the remaining $3,000 or carry it forward to future years as you can with other types of losses like investment losses. If at any time a player comes to the tables for more than $10,000 of cash in a single day, the casino would have to record it on a currency transaction report for anti-money laundering regulations and for their own record-keeping purposes. The visits to the table could be $10,000 or more all at one table or in total across multiple tables within the same day. The casino will have that player fill out a form. This point doesn't have to do with taxes directly, but it could in conjunction with other variables related to gambling wins or losses. It's just something to be aware of in general. This video should help with any questions for how taxes from gains and losses work with various types of gambling. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you liked this video and found it insightful. Click the like button if you did, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Click the notification bell so you can see when I post videos next. Feel free to leave comments, questions, and any topics you might want to hear about in future videos to get on track to being financially fit. See you in the next video.